If you stuck till the end, man, you have my respect, because generally people watch 30 seconds and then the next one. They'll see on the side, they'll see some chick with big tits and they'll be like onto that, and if it's like some dude like posing or something, you'll be onto that, and then you wonder why you're not making money.
കഴിവതും ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നവർ ഈ ഒരു ടോപ്പിക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നവർ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ വീഡിയോ മുഴുവനും കാണാനായിട്ട് ശ്രമിക്കുക.
And then there are trainers who are reasonably well built. They're doing lots of social media reels and all that sort of stuff, and they're making a lot of money as well. Whoever's teaching you the art of fat loss, physique transformation, and now people might say, oh, you say physique transformation, fat loss because that's what you sell, but that's what's made me money. Man, you just won one show, maybe you just become a pro. Sure, you're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're not Sachin Tendulkar. Sit the fuck down. You know, calm down, relax.
Then it is the glycogen tank, glucose, insulin spike. I never said all these things.
The stuff that I need. This is all from your research papers, your articles, your invested nearly $100,000 in my education. That is 75 lakh rupees, 80 lakh rupees. What are you going to do? You're essentially going to get them to drop body fat, put on some muscle, and in the process, all the markers will improve.
Hi friends. ഇന്ന് ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ ആരുടെ കൂടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നത് നിങ്ങളെ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഫിറ്റ്നസ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിലുള്ള ആരെയും പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. എൻ്റെ കോച്ചാണ്. വർഷങ്ങളായി ഞാൻ കോച്ച് ഹാരി സാന്ധുവിൻ്റെ കീഴിൽ ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് ടീം ബോസ് അക്കാഡമിയുടെയും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ടീം ബോസിൻ്റെയും ഡയറക്ടറാണ് ഹാരി സാന്ധു. 2-3 ദിവസങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പ് നമ്മൾ ദുബായിൽ വെച്ച് കോൺടസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പ് നമ്മൾ നടത്തിയിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ചെറിയ വീഡിയോസൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാമിലും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ സ്റ്റോറിയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട് ഒരുപാട് പേര് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അതിനുശേഷം ഒരുപാട് സുഹൃത്തുക്കൾ പേഴ്സണലായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് മെസ്സേജ് അയക്കുകയുണ്ടായി, നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരുപാട് പേര് വിളിച്ചു ചോദിക്കുകയുണ്ടായി ആക്ച്വലി എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഈ കോൺടസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പ് നടത്തിയത്, എന്തൊക്കെ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് അതിനകത്ത് കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എന്നൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് പേര് ചോദിച്ചു. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ആ കോൺടസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പ് വളരെ സക്സസ് ആയിരുന്നു. നമ്മളൊരു 10-25 പേരെയൊക്കെ ആയിരുന്നു ആദ്യം നമ്മൾ പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചിരുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ഹൗസ്ഫുൾ ആയിരുന്നു. 50+ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എല്ലാം തന്നെ ട്രെയിനേഴ്സ് ആയിരുന്നു. അവരുടെ നോളജ് അപ്ഡേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയെ പറ്റി കൂടുതൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും. അപ്പം എന്തൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു എന്ന് ചോദിച്ച് എൻ്റെ സുഹൃത്തുക്കൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ കോച്ചിനോട് തന്നെ ഡയറക്റ്റായിട്ട് പല ആൾക്കാരും എന്നോട് ചോദിക്കാറുള്ള, ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആൾക്കാർ എന്നോട് ചോദിക്കാറുള്ള കുറച്ച് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഞാൻ തന്നെ എന്താ പറയുക അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഞാൻ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതൊക്കെയാണ് ഞാൻ ഇന്നിപ്പം എൻ്റെ കോച്ചിനോട് ചോദിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് 25 years എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉണ്ട് കോച്ചിന്. എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് കോച്ചിൻ്റെ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങളെന്ന് നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ വീഡിയോ ഫിറ്റ്നസ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആൾക്കാർ എന്നോട് ചോദിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന കുറച്ച് ചോദ്യങ്ങളാണ് ഞാൻ സാറിനോട് ചോദിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ കോൺടസ്റ്റ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പിൻ്റെ മറ്റുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ. അപ്പം സാറിന് മലയാളം സംസാരിക്കാൻ അറിയില്ല. സാറിന് ഇംഗ്ലീഷും ഹിന്ദിയും പഞ്ചാബിയും ആണ് സാറ് കൂടുതൽ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ നമ്മുടെ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് എന്നെ കൊണ്ട് പറ്റുന്നത് പോലെ ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലും മലയാളത്തിലും ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് മിക്സ് ചെയ്തായിരിക്കും ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. ദൈവത്തെ ഓർത്ത് നിങ്ങളാരും ഒന്ന് കമൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യരുത് പുള്ളിക്ക് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് മലയാളം സംസാരിച്ചതായിരുന്നോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളെ കൊണ്ടുവന്നുകൂടായിരുന്നോ എന്ന് നിങ്ങളാരും ചോദിക്കരുത്. അപ്പം അതും കൂടെ ഞാൻ വീഡിയോ തുടങ്ങുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് നിങ്ങൾ ഓരോരുത്തരും പറയാണ്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഈ വീഡിയോയുടെ ലെങ്ത്ത് ഒരുപാട് കൂടി പോയേക്കാം, കാരണം ഒത്തിരി കാര്യങ്ങൾ സാറ് നമുക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് കഴിവതും ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നവർ ഈ ഒരു ടോപ്പിക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നവർ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ വീഡിയോ മുഴുവനും കാണാനായിട്ട് ശ്രമിക്കുക. My first question is, industry is growing. So what is the advice for the new trainers and for the new competitors?
Our industry is definitely growing. There's no doubt about that. Industry is growing I think we're going through the most rapid growth that we've seen ever in the industry in the last 5 to 7 years. It's just exploded. And the good thing is there's money to be made. When you look at some of the other career options, you compare with the traditional career options, or whether it's engineering or whatever else, trainers these days are not making less money. Trainers, in fact, some of the trainers are making lakhs a month, and that's not a small amount to be, even if you're an average trainer, you can make 30,000-40,000 rupees. But there are a lot of trainers who are making 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs a month. But one thing that people fail to realize is that if you take any industry, okay, and in that industry, if you want to make 2-3 lakh rupees in any industry, you have to be very good. Okay, you're not going to be able to make, say, 2-3 lakh rupees a month if you're not good. A lot of people likewise in the fitness industry, they don't realize that they also need to be very good to be able to make that sort of money.
Yeah.
Now this is where the problem arises. People don't realize what that good is.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
it that's
exactly.
needed?
Exactly.
You know, what is that needed? So first thing I always say, in order to play a game well, life is a game, business is a game. In order to play the game well, you need to understand the game itself, you know, what the game involves. So you have to see that the trainers who are making a lot of money, what are they doing?
Yeah.
You know, that's the first thing. So whoever is making a lot of money, you need to identify which are the trainers who are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Step 2 would be is, what do they have that's helping them make them money? Okay, is it their looks? Is it they've really good in social media influences?
Yeah.
Is it their physique? Is it their knowledge? Is it the way they talk? Is it the way they present? Okay, that's the first thing, that you identify 4 or 5 people that you like.
Yeah.
Okay, and there are all sorts of trainers. There are trainers who have big muscles and they are not doing any social media work and they're still making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then there are trainers who are reasonably well built. They're doing lots of social media reels and all that sort of stuff, and they're making a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
Then there are some competitors also. They're not all the trainers are competitors or IFBB pros or IBB or bodybuilders. They're not.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, they just have some of these guys have their IFBB pros or other really good competitors, and then they're making money. And then on the other side, you have people like myself also. So I'm neither a competitor, I'm not a social media influencer in the traditional sense. I'm not going and making videos. That's just not my specialty, you know. I wish I was good. I wish I could do that stuff, then I could make more videos and more reels and that sort of stuff. Probably would have got me even more traction.
More.
But that's just not me. So my strength has always been is quality education. You know, I've got 3-4 degrees, you know, I've got 20 years experience. And plus, I think it's safe to say that I'm a reasonably good orator or communicator. You know, I can speak very effectively. I'm very confident. I can sell really well. So if you're a youngster, you want to identify, who do you identify with? You know, I can be like VIJO, or I can be like Sandhu, or I can be like say somebody like who's got a really big physique or bodybuilding coach or whatever. See, who can you be like? Who do you want to be like to? Who do you identify closely to?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. But one thing that is unanimous is the money in the fitness industry is in fat loss, in physique transformation. So big money is there.
Yeah.
That's where the money is.
Yeah.
It's not in rehab is important, don't get me wrong, but to become rehab you need to spend a lot of time to study, go and do degrees and all that. It's not a slow path, but the fastest path and the most lucrative path is fat loss and physique transformation. So if you look at the global industry, everything is geared towards looking better, looking younger, looking whatever it is, you know, looking thinner, putting on more muscle. So physique transformation, fat loss is the area that you want to pick, okay, and specialize that. Now, it requires different set of traits to be a one-on-one gym trainer and an online trainer. They both require different traits. Okay, for gym trainer, it's entirely different. So we could talk about that. We'll be here for an hour, but you want to identify which area that you want to be. Like a small word of advice I'll definitely give is, if you want to be a one-on-one gym PT, you're only as good, or you can only make as much money as your gym membership is.
Yes.
What I mean by that is, so if you're working in a gym, or if you're living in a city where the gym membership is only 5,000 or 6,000 rupees a year, or even 10,000 rupees a year, and that's the trend, the chances are you're not going to be able to make a lot of money in one-on-one personal training, because people don't have the money. So if you want to make money in one-on-one personal training, you've got to sort of find those gyms which are charging 30, 40, 50,000 rupees per year membership. You know, so because that's where the money is. So if you're, let's say, if you're taking Dubai, okay, so if you are living on outskirts of Dubai and your yearly membership is, let's say, is 5,000 dirhams a year, okay, and you come to Marina, the center of Dubai, and there you're paying 50,000 dirhams or 100,000 dirhams, that's where the money is. So identifying, it's like trying to find gold where there's no gold. Doesn't matter how much hard work you do, doesn't matter how much digging you do, it's not going to make you money. And in social media, it requires different. But one thing that is, there's 2 or 3 things which are unanimous for you to make money and a universal is, doesn't matter which sector it is. One is quality knowledge, quality information. So that means not studying anything and everything. You can learn biomechanics, biology, physiology off the internet. it's important, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But what's important is do you know how to actually transform people?
Yeah.
Do you know how to deliver a fat loss result? Do you know how to deliver a physique transformation? Because that is what sells.
Yeah.
The second thing is, and I say this so much, and people find this very superficial, but that the people don't realize the reality of it. Your best coaches, best trainers are making a lot of money. They have excellent presentation as well.
Yes.
They have very good communication skills. They're very good. They present themselves really well. It's not about having a beard or being clean shaven or whatever it is. It's about what looks good on you. Not everybody should have a beard. Not everybody should be clean shaven.
Yes.
Likewise, but two things that you definitely need to be a successful trainer, if you want to be that trainer who makes 2, 3, 4, 5 lakhs a month, is quality knowledge and quality presentation. And presentation includes your grooming, how you look, how you present, how you talk as well. All these things. So if you're a young trainer, to wrap it up, focus on learning whoever's teaching you the art of fat loss, physique transformation. And now people might say, oh, you say physique transformation, fat loss because that's what you sell. But that's what's made me money. I mean, that's what's made me the money. If you look at any trainer in the world, any coaches, who are all the celebrity trainers? What do celebrity trainers do? They are not strength and conditioning coaches. They are not rehab trainers. Celebrity trainers get paid big money because they transform the physiques of the stars. So if you want to make money, that's the industry. So that's my advice for the trainers. As far as the competitors go, it's pretty simple. If you want to compete as a bodybuilder or a men's physique athlete or whoever it is, get the taste of it naturally first. Compete 2-3 times naturally. Do that for 3 to 5 years. Exhaust your natural potential. And then take a step back and say, like, understand the game. One key advice I want to give is, people don't realize, to build a national level physique that is a pro worthy physique, to where you can win a pro card or you can become a national champion, your investment is minimum of, and this is minimum, is 15 to 20 lakhs. You're looking to spend 15 to 20 lakhs, and that can go as high as 30 to 40 lakhs. Now people say, like, how? Simple. If you look at the amount of food that you need to eat, the amount of supplements you need to invest in, amount of drugs, all the time that you have to take away from work and all that, you're looking at 30 to 40,000 rupees a month. Blood tests and all that, and then taking all the supplements and all the medicines and all that. So when you multiply 30-40,000 rupees a month with, God bless you, with 12 months, you're looking at for 3 to 5 lakhs of investment a year. And then you're not going to build a pro-worthy physique in a year. It's going to take you 3, 4, 5 times. Unless you're a genetic freak and you get there within 2 years, that's different. But for most people, it's going to take you 4 or 5 years, and it's a continuing process. So identify, if you are going to go down that path, first is do your natural bodybuilding for 3 to 5 years. Doesn't matter what age you start. Compete 3 to 5 times naturally in the time frame. Then take a step back. Do your blood tests and all those things and identify the cost. Understand the risk versus reward ratio of steroids. Okay. And then you make an informed decision that that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, then you at least, as I said at the beginning, the art is understanding the rules of the game. To win a game, you have to know how the rules of the games are, how the game is played. Now whether you do it or not, that's your personal choice. But as a competitor, in my mind, there's no gray area. You do it naturally for 3 to 5 years. You take a step back, understand, evaluate everything, even if you even have the genetics or not. I mean, if you've never really placed top 10 in the 5 years of you spent doing natural bodybuilding, and maybe it's not for you. Not everybody is cut out to be such an Tendulkar or Phil.
So actually, this is the answer for what makes money in each.
What makes the money in trainer? I already covered that. In the bodybuilding industry, what makes money is, as I said, is again, you need to look at people like Rubal Dhankar or even yourself. Lot can be learned from somebody like you. You look at, okay, who else can I think of? Who have made money from the fitness industry. You can take some of anybody who is sitting at 500,000 followers on YouTube or on Instagram. That's your case study. You need to see what they're doing. Because these are the guys that the supplement companies and the equipment companies and the academies, Yeah, one very important thing I want to share with you is that's very important. This is an issue that we see on daily basis. Okay, we approach people. My team will approach to people, and this is not just with us. This is with other companies also. And I mean, I speak to other equipment owners. These people are multi-millionaires. These are not your run-of-the-mill people. These people are making crores a month. You know. And one thing I want to say is, I don't understand what is with the attitude of the younger generation. They think like, man, you just won one show. Maybe you just become a pro. Sure, you're not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
You're not Sachin Tendulkar. Sit the fuck down. You know, calm down, relax. You know, when you're actually driving a fucking 1.5 CR car or 2 CR car and you're wearing a 20 lakh watch and you're living in a multi-crore house, yeah, sure, we can talk. You can sure give me the attitude. Don't give me attitude when you're broke as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, I might sound very harsh, but I mean, we speak to all these athletes like, what are you giving the attitude for? You know, if you want to go far in this industry, much more important is that how many relationships you build.
Yeah.
Anybody who's above you, ahead of you, you might not like them, but extend them the respect, man. They are ahead of you. They're doing something. They're making more money than you. They're obviously more successful. And this is not just my personal experience. I was talking to a very close friend of mine who's much older than me, and these guys own one of the biggest equipment chains in the country.
Yeah.
And he was like, same thing, Harry Paji. You know, that's the same thing that we come across, like people have so much attitude. And sometimes before you actually, people don't realize that's to actually attract other companies. Initially, you might even have to do some free deals. Not everybody's going to pay you money. Sometimes it's important to identify that, okay, even if this person is not paying me anything or he's only paying me 5 or 10K a month, how much more business could this person actually probably bring me? How much more mileage could I get out of it? So the problem is that the younger generation I see is their egos are bigger than their profiles. Brother, you are not that king shit. There are new champions coming every day. There are new Mr. Asia, Mr. Worlds, Mr. India's pros coming every single day.
Yeah.
You are hot today, you're cold tomorrow. So if you don't take advantage of the opportunities today, you're gone.
Yeah.
Gone. So many pros we've seen come and go, and that's globally. So many people will come and go. So if people want to make money as a competitor, you need to practice humility, calm down. You're not that king shit. You're not Phil Heath. You're not Jeremy Boindia. You know, you're not Ashley Cole-Wasser. You know, said calm down. Sure, you're a pro, great achievement, more power to you, man. We love your work. You put. We know that you put. And also, stop saying that how hard I've worked. Everyone's fucking working hard, man. You're not the first person who's working hard. The dude who came 10th probably worked harder than you.
Yeah.
You know, the dude who came 100th, he came harder than you. Somebody who's actually working in his business, he's working harder than you. So people saying that I worked hard for it, you're not the only person. Everybody's working hard.
Yeah.
So tell me something that we don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just find that ego is what, this attitude is what people need to sort of keep in check. Just calm down.
Coach, what about like career path for personal trainers? Like,
Oh man, I mean, sky's the limit. It's very simple. I think I'm going to answer this. I'm going to ask you a question in return, because for one part, I'm maybe more qualified. For the second part, you're more qualified to answer that question. So if you're looking to make money in India, what your accreditation doesn't mean anything really. Okay, right? So what you know and how you sell all those things, that's going to make you money.
Yeah.
The career paths are, you can get involved in a gym chain, stick with them, you can work your way up to a manager, senior manager, and again, quality education, presentation and communication skills, you can become a director of fitness first in culture tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got some guys who are making lakhs a month. So those are very legitimate career paths. And another thing is that has become all the rages. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur these days.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And I've seen 9 out of 10 people like more like they're wantrepreneurs than entrepreneurs. they like the idea of being an entrepreneur, but brother, you don't have it. You know, maybe you're better off in a job. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. It sounds very fancy and sexy. It's the buzzword of the last 5 years. I'm an entrepreneur. You tell somebody I'm a businessman, and they look at you like, you know, you sit in a corner shop like selling soaps. I'm happy being a businessman, man. I'm not a fucking entrepreneur. I'm a simple guy. So there are a lot of, so you want to make money in India as in a personal trainer, you need to be in the biggest cities.
Yeah.
You need to be in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai. These are the cities where you want to be. Okay. And sky's the limit. You can become a celebrity trainer as well, no problem. Yeah. In terms of online or recovery, there's no limit. Sky's the limit again. Now, the second thing comes is becoming a coach and a trainer overseas. Okay. Now, I can tell you, if you want to go and become a successful trainer, coach in a country like Australia, US, UK, Canada, all these countries, I can tell you what you need. More than your qualifications, more than how much you know, is what you need is this.
Yes.
How well you can talk.
Yeah.
Okay? How well you can communicate. And I don't want to sound arrogant, but I was the first Indian, Asian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, whatever you want to call it. I was the first Indian or subcontinental in Australia to actually become a trainer who became successful. For starters, not very many people before me tried becoming trainers, and even the ones who tried becoming trainers, they might have even known more than me.
Yeah.
But they struggled because they didn't have the communication skills. Okay. So unless you talk like me and you sound like me and you're fluent like I am, you're going to struggle in a foreign country. You go to US, UK, because why? Because you're competing with the locals.
Yeah.
You're competing with the Caucasian, you're competing with a white person there who's a local there. And a local person is always going to choose a person that they can talk more comfortably with, they can relate to, and they can communicate better with. So you're not going to miss out. So a lot of guys, they go from here, from India, they have very heavy accents, they can't speak smoothly, and I'm sorry, they have got really bad BO, body odor for those who don't want to get it. Yeah. Their grooming sucks, and you look shit. I'm sorry. And then you go and you're competing with the guys. So your grooming presentation is so important. I people might think, all this guy talks about is grooming and presentation, but that's just so important. It's like you have to think of yourself as like a movie star.
Yeah.
Would you follow a movie star? Why do people follow Sahil Khan? Why do people follow you?
Yeah.
Because you guys look great. Why do you follow Shah Rukh Khan? Because he sells a freaking dream, man. Look at him, he looks like a star. Yeah. So that's very important. So in these countries. Now, I want to ask you a question. What does it take to be successful? I'm talking about when it is successful, means to make money in Dubai. Yeah. Okay, so because that's not my area of expertise, that's your area of expertise. And while you're having this conversation, sure, you're asking me questions, but I think for the audience, nothing's going to benefit more than if you can explain that in English, and then you can explain that in Malayalam also. Yeah. So what does it take? What has helped you make the big money in Dubai? And what advice would you give somebody? Because everybody knows you need an accreditation, you need reps and blah blah blah. That's also, I always say, when you're looking at your education, you're going to look at the things that's going to sort of allow you to remain legal, tick all the boxes, and then you need other things as well. Yeah. So maybe you can tell everybody in English and then in Malayalam.
Yeah, see, for me personally, accreditation is just for a registration. That's it for the legal purpose. What you said, I'm a certified personal trainer. This is my certificate ID, or this is my reps registration ID, or something like that. And every certain countries, they have their own requirements and standards. So I don't know. Even if you go to Kerala, I don't know how many gyms they will ask for reps certification or something like that. So if it's in Dubai, if it's in a good reputed gym, they will ask for the reps one. What he said, നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും റെപ്പ് സർട്ടിഫിക്കേഷനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കാറുണ്ട്. സോ അപ്പം റെപ്പ് സർട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമുക്കൊരു രജിസ്ട്രേഷന് വേണ്ടി മാത്രം ഉള്ളൊരു കാര്യമാണ്. സോ നമ്മൾ നല്ല ക്ലബ്ബിൽ ജോലി കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് അത് വേണം. ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ എത്ര നല്ല അത് വണ്ടി ഓടിക്കാൻ അറിയാം നമുക്ക്, പക്ഷേ നമ്മുടെ ഡ്രൈവിംഗ് ലൈസൻസ് ഇല്ല. ഡ്രൈവിംഗ് ലൈസൻസ് വേണം നമുക്ക് വണ്ടി ഓടിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ. അതൊരു നിയമമാണ്. അപ്പം ആ നിയമം അനുസരിച്ച് നമുക്ക് പോകണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ലൈസൻസ് വേണം, അത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ. പക്ഷേ നമുക്കൊരാളെ ട്രാൻസ്ഫോം ചെയ്യണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്കൊരാളുടെ ലൈഫ് ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യണം, അവരുടെ ലൈഫ് സ്റ്റൈലിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും മാറ്റം കൊണ്ടുവരണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് എന്താണ് വേണ്ടത്, എന്താണ് കൊടുക്കേണ്ടത് എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിരിക്കണം. സോ നമ്മൾ പേഴ്സണലി ഞാൻ എല്ലാവരോടും പറയാറുണ്ട്, നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ക്ലയൻസിന് എന്ത് മാറ്റം വരുത്താൻ പറ്റുമോ അതിൽ നിങ്ങൾ മണി സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടേ കാര്യമുള്ളൂ. യു ഡോണ്ട് നീഡ് ടു ഡു 10 certification course, rehab course, exercise and stress management, kettlebell course, ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് കോഴ്സുകളും ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല ആക്ച്വലി. do like what you want for the industry, how and to know like how to transform people. That's it.
So my question is, I mean, obviously you're very successful. Again, so in terms of like, so education is one thing. What do you think has been, let's leave education aside for a minute. What do you think besides education was one or two things that have allowed you to be where you are? So leave education aside, like leave reps, anything you know. What do you think, what's that sort of got you here? Like, could be anything.
Yeah, first thing is actually, coach.
You don't have to be shy. You can, if you sound a little arrogant, you sound a little up yourself. That's okay. That's fine. But I'm always curious. Like, what do you think that made you the money? Is making you the money?
So first thing, coach, like actually, first thing it's knowledge. Yeah, that we all know. Like we.
That's okay. Knowledge.
Yeah,
okay, so you're talking about knowledge. He's not talking about education. Knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second is like communication. And communication means like no need to like talk like hash bush English like no need that one. You need to convey what you are thinking about, like just to convey to the clients like these are the things. And I think that is the main focus. Even if you ask any of my YouTube channel subscribers, I never use any technical words in my YouTube channel. You will eat food, then it is the glycogen tank, glucose, insulin spike. I never say all these things. That's a coach from my side, like listen to the clients and communication, what I said, like just to convey what they need, like.
And also the one thing about you that stands out is your height is obviously something that you can't control. It is how tall you are. But I think one thing that strikes about is like when I saw VIJO this time, it was like what strikes out is he looks the part. He looks like a trainer. You are attracted to him as a client. Like, I want to train with him. And one thing that I've found over the years is that a lot of trainers these days have this massive misconception that you need to look like a bodybuilder to actually attract clients.
Of course.
But what I have found is more than actually be like a bodybuilder, even if globally, that what I've seen, I've traveled everywhere in the world, the trainers who are making a lot of money everywhere they just look fit.
Yeah.
They look like they are doing something.
They look like a trainer.
They look like a trainer. So when it's a thing that you can obviously you look at somebody. So when I look at VIJO, he looks like a trainer. You want to be training with him. So I always tell people, if you see successful trainers who are making a lot of money, see what are they doing, and simply you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Stop following every new bullshit advice that is coming out. Like, everybody's trying to teach you some new nonsense. But if you want to make money in the industry, you want to become that trainer who's known, then follow the coaches and the trainers who are producing results. I understand the onus is on the buyer, which course you're going to do and who you're going to follow, but it's pretty simple. If I want to play like Sachin Tendulkar, I would follow Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah.
If I want to play like Roger Federer, I would follow Roger Federer, or I would follow what his coach is doing. So to me it's pretty simple. Like, you're trying to achieve this, but you're following this. It just makes no sense. So that's one thing that I definitely want to say to people is, if you have to identify what do you want. You want to make a lot of money, you want to become a physique transformation expert, or you want to become a biomechanics expert, or you want to become a physiology expert, you want to become some other strength and conditioning coach. Then following me, if you want to be a say strength and conditioning coach, following me is stupid. Don't follow me. But if you want to make a lot of money, you want to become a physique transformation expert, you want to become a bodybuilding expert, then following somebody who's teaching biomechanics or physiology or biology or chemistry or whatever the fuck they're teaching, then following them is stupid, because they don't have any results. Every second person is a teacher now, is running courses and all that. That's good on them, but the onus is on you. Why are you going and buying their courses and all if they're not giving what you need? So
ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ ട്രെയിനേഴ്സ് ഈ വീഡിയോ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഓരോരുത്തരും മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ട കാര്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ രക്ഷപ്പെടാനായിട്ട്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ പൈസ ഉണ്ടാക്കാനായിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ ഏത് കോഴ്സ് ചെയ്യണം, നിങ്ങൾ എന്തറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കണം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ഓരോരുത്തരും മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത്. സോ ഇപ്പോൾ കോച്ച് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ നിങ്ങൾ നോക്കണം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്താണ് വേണ്ടത്. നിങ്ങൾ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷനിങ് ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെതായ ഒരു കോച്ചിനെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുക, ആ കോഴ്സ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നോക്കുക. റീഹാബ് ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് വേറെ. സോ നിങ്ങൾ ആ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നിർത്തുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ നോക്കുക. ഇപ്പം കോച്ച് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ കോച്ചിനെ ഈ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നിർത്തുന്നത് ഒരു ഫിസിക് ട്രാൻസ്ഫോർമേഷൻ എക്സ്പേർട്ട് എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ്, അതുപോലെ ഒരു ബോഡി ബിൽഡിംഗ് കോൺടെസ്റ്റ് പ്രെപ്പ് കോച്ച് എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ്. അപ്പം മറ്റു ചിലരാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ആൻഡ് കണ്ടീഷനിങ് ആയിരിക്കാം, കാലിസ്റ്റനിക്സ് ആയിരിക്കാം. സോ ഓരോരുത്തരും ഓരോന്നിലായിരിക്കാം. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് വേണം എന്നുള്ളത് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് അതിനുവേണ്ടി നിങ്ങൾ പൈസ മുടക്കിയിട്ടേ കാര്യമുള്ളൂ. സോ നമ്മൾ മുടക്കുന്ന പൈസയ്ക്ക് എന്ത് റിട്ടേൺ നമുക്ക് അതിൽ നിന്ന് കിട്ടും, നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചത് വെച്ച് നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണ് പൈസ മുതലാക്കാൻ പറ്റും എന്നുള്ളതും കൂടെയൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കണം. സോ അടുത്ത ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരുപാട് ആൾക്കാർ എന്നോട് ചോദിക്കാറുള്ളതാണ്. ഹാരി സാറ് ഇന്ത്യയിലെ തന്നെ വൺ ഓഫ് ദ ടോപ്പ് ബോഡി ബിൽഡിംഗ് പ്രെപ്പ് കോച്ചസിൽ ഒരാളാണ്. എൻ്റെ കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ പ്രെപ്പും കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ചെയ്യുന്നത് കോച്ചാണ്. സോ കോച്ച്, ഗെറ്റിംഗ് വെരി കോമൺ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ഫ്യൂ key things about, like, you know, to keep in mind for anabolics, you know, about drugs.
Oh, there's a lot of things, but I can tell you 2-3 things pretty simple. There's one word of advice I can tell you. If you're only going to follow one advice of mine, that is pretty simple. You ever are going to use anabolics, okay? First of all, there is absolutely no such cycle on the planet which is 100% safe. Even 10 milligrams of anavar, nobody can predict what's going to happen. I mean, within reason we can, obviously, but there is no cycle that is 100% safe. Even freaking Ceridon and Crocin isn't 100% side effect free. So steroids. Second thing is, this is a very important advice I'd say to everybody is, whether you're going to do one cycle, one compound, one tablet, one injection, or you're going to do a big 12-week cycle or 5-month cycle or whatever it is and use 10 compounds, one thing should never be should be negotiable, okay, and that is you always must go and see a doctor and ask him, I need a full body checkup, doctor, from A to Z. What are the blood tests that you recommend? People in our country or globally are so stupid, they would gladly spend 20, 30, 50,000 lakhs on drugs, yet they will not spend 5 to 10k just to find out where the body is. Okay, how the body is from inside. So word of advice, see a doctor, get your full blood test done, because when you use steroids and your testosterone doesn't recover and you come to me and say, like, coach, I need to recover my testosterone, and I say, okay, have you got any base reports that we can compare, and you say, oh, I never got it done because my coach said it's just only one small cycle. The problem in that instance is we do not know. You might have already had low testosterone levels, or you might already have had a certain kidney issue or something else, but we don't know. Now we're just like speculating that if it's from drugs or is a genetic issue, we won't know. So that's one. Second thing is, there are no cycles which are side effect free. Okay. Third is, you cannot become a high-level competitive bodybuilder. Yes, of course, there are some natural athletes who are really good. But if we are talking about like the Olympia level and that sort of stuff, you're not going to get there at that level. So if you think you're going to look like Phil Heath naturally, you're kidding yourself. And even people like, what's his name, Mike O'Hearn and all that, those guys, we don't know whether he's natural or not. Even if let's say, even if he is natural, he's 1 in a billion. And even your local competitors who claim naturally got great physique, again, they are 1 in millions. They're genetic freaks, you know, and we don't know whether they're lying or the truth. We don't know. Another question that people, I always say, if you have a choice, my advice is don't take steroids. That's pretty simple. I don't take them. I mean, and then I always get this question out, but if you're so strongly against steroids, then why do you coach people? So the answer to that question is pretty simple. Just because we don't talk about sex doesn't mean people are going to stop having sex. So as a parent, as a mature adult, your responsibility is to tell your 15-year-old daughter, don't go and have unprotected sex because you might just get knocked up, you know. So if you are going to do it, just get your boyfriend or whoever else to use the condom, or same way. So what happens is with me, so people are still going to use drugs. They're not going to stop it. So I tell everybody, don't do it. All my clients, you can ask anybody. I tell them, don't do it. When they ask me, should I or not, it's like, don't do it. It's pretty simple. But people are still going to do it. So what I do is I simply try to keep these people safe. I tell them, you need to do this blood test. If something is not right, I say you need to go and see a doctor. It's pretty simple. So that's the, these things have all yours. Don't think that for 1 minute SARMs and peptides and pro-hormones and these things are safe or they're safer than steroids. Not at all. They have probably, a lot of these are worse because we don't know the legitimacy of these things. We don't know where they're coming from. We don't know whether they're fake or they what's put in them. We have no idea because there's no regulation in this industry. It's like everybody's manufacturing shit in their backyard, so we don't know.
Yeah.
So please don't take this thing serious. These things have lifelong effects sometimes.
One last question: what we can learn more in contest prep?
Oh
workshop?
man,
That's
if
common question I'm getting.
what more can you learn and where we can learn? So we run some probably the world's #1 bodybuilding anabolic contest prep workshop. And it's not a tall claim. I mean, we just did one in Dubai yesterday. We have people from all over the world attending it. We had from different countries attending it, and we've had some people who were pretty well knowledgeable, educated. Other coaches come and attended as well. So I would like to think that our workshop and the content that I bring to the table is extremely powerful. A lot of information in a very short period of time. We've got one coming up in Trivandrum on 17th of July. Then we've got one coming up in Bangalore, in Mumbai, end of July. So these, and then we've got some in August, and we've got coming up in the US as well. So we're doing some in Lebanon and Philippines and Malaysia, and going all over the world. So we cover a lot of the stuff, like what role do genetics play? How do you understand the genetics? How do you find out whether you have the right genetics or not? If there are any genetic tests available to establish what sort of genetics you have. Then we also talk with all the blood tests. We go in great detail, which are the ones, the top 5 and then the 10 and the 15 and which ones in those, because if you go to a doctor and you don't specify that what you are doing or what you're going to be using, because he's just going to simply say, okay, do your KFT and LFT and you're good to go. But when you're going to be using steroids, then the stakes are considerably higher, the side effects are a lot higher. So the blood test change as well, so the recommendations change. So we talk a lot about blood tests, and we talk about obviously what the first cycle should consist of, what the doctors recommend, and what people are doing. Then what are the state level bodybuilders using, what are the national level bodybuilders using, what does it take to sort of build an Olympia level physique, all that sort of stuff. Then we obviously talk the side effects is a big thing. How do you manage acne, how do you manage gynecomastia, how do you manage hair loss, how do you manage your sperm, your libido is down the toilet, or your fertility is down the toilet, what do you need to do then, all those things. So same with acne, gyno, hair loss, all these things we go into detail. We also cover very much in detail about hormone replacement therapy, who needs it, what are the things that you need to do, checks and balances. We talk about peptides, SARMs, insulin, all this sort of growth hormone. Then peak week is a big one, and I think what we teach in peak week is unparalleled, like literally unparalleled. And you saw it yesterday. We had some bodybuilders who've been competing for a long time, and they were absolutely blown away. And it's not like the stuff that I say, it's on record, and my clients are doing it, and I showed it. It's not like I say one thing and we back it up with results, we back it up with actual science, like why this works versus what you guys have been doing. You don't there is no glory in unnecessary suffering. So stop suffering, guys. People, just because you're saying how hard you're dieting or how much you're suffering, and you're lying coiled up in a corner and cramping, and you're dying of thirst and hunger, and then my guys are eating all sorts of foods, yummy foods, and you think I'm bullshitting you, but that's just not true. That is actually the reality. I mean, my guys are eating fucking yummy food and making weight, and you guys are starving and dying of thirst and cutting out salt days and weeks in advance and popping elastics and all sorts of stuff. So we cover all that, and then we talk about natural bodybuilding, also the supplements, how do you keep your liver safe, health, kidney safe, and heart safe, and recovering your sperm. So we go into a lot of detail, and as you saw it, and as thousands have seen it globally, it's conducted live. Every workshop we've had up to 250, 300 people attending workshops in Bangalore, and everybody knows it. And I'm sure there are thousands will see this also. And I said, how many times did I say yesterday? Ask any questions. Please ask questions. Please ask questions. So I'm a person who likes to believe talk is cheap.
Yeah.
I know we can all get in from behind the computer and write back home. The real shit goes down when you're in front of people. You know, you're doing live is okay. Sure, it's great. But the real thing is when you're actually in front of people.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. You know, and you don't know who's going to come up. We had some doctors also yesterday.
Yeah,
you know,
my client. Yeah.
Your client was a doctor, and he was very complimentary. You know, that's legit information.
Yeah.
So we put a lot of effort. This is not like, you know, what people see on Instagram. What they see is only not even the tip. The amount of effort and research and education that goes behind the scenes. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know. Can you pass me that folder, please, just quickly? No, the folder, the blue folder. Right. So I was just showing yesterday, you know. So I was like, so every workshop that I go to, you know, you can see that's just like some of the key stuff. You know, so everything is highlighted in red. The stuff that I need. This is all from your research papers, your articles, your peer-reviewed studies, and having spoken to like different world-class coaches, world-class endocrinologists, and. It's not cheap, you know. You want to make a lot of money, you need to invest. I mean, I've invested nearly $100,000 in my education. That is 75 lakh rupees, 80 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
And when in a single day we make 25-30 lakh rupees in a single day, or we make 5-10 lakhs in a single day, people shouldn't be envious or jealous of me or think we're faking people. You can only fake so many times. You can only make fool of so many times of people so many times. There's a lot of effort goes into these things. You know, you're going there and you have your notes prepared and everything, because it's easy to say whatever you want. So invest in yourself. I'm not saying that you invest in our courses or whatever it is. Find the people who are producing results and go and invest in them. So that will, you don't have to make all the mistakes yourself to learn. So you can learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from other people and speed up your process. So that's what we do.
So കോണ്ടസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് അതിൽ കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് ഒരുപാട് ആൾക്കാർ എന്നോട് ചോദിച്ചിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പം മലയാളികൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്ത് ജൂലൈ 17th, സോ ജൂലൈ 17th ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്ത് നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട് കോഴ്സ്. ഞാനും അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവും. ഞാൻ ജൂലൈ 7th തൊട്ട് 27th വരെ 4 വർഷത്തിന് ശേഷം വെക്കേഷനാണ് നാട്ടിൽ വരുന്നത്. സോ ആ സമയത്ത് ഞാനും അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവും. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ ഒരു കോണ്ടസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കണം എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും മറ്റുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളും അറിയാനായിട്ട് സ്ക്രീനിൽ കാണുന്ന നമ്പറിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. ടീം ബോസിൻ്റെ കോൺടാക്ട് നമ്പറാണത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ബോക്സിലും ബാക്കിയുള്ള ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഞാൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എന്തൊക്കെ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് അതിൽ കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് ഓൾറെഡി കോച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞു. ആൻഡ് കോച്ച്, അപ്പാർട്ട് ഫ്രം കോണ്ടസ്റ്റ് പ്രപ്പ് വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പ്, not all other certification program like, you know, Team Boss providing for
lots of stuff, but one thing I forgot to sort of add in contest prep, we also talk in great detail about your on-cycle therapy and your post-cycle therapy, which is arguably the single most confusing topic in the world in bodybuilding industry. And I'm very proud and I feel very humble to say that. I say this because I feel very proud. It's not about ego or arrogance. That I think it's safe to say that I was the first person to bring actual proper PCT knowledge to India, you know, back in 2013-14, you know. Even now, everybody's doing PCTs of your Nolvadex, HCG and Babaji special and testosterone boosters and all that, and away you go. But that's not how PCTs work. PCT is a very complex matter. Complex but simple, easy to understand. Once you know how it's done, it's like seeing the light. Other courses we obviously have, again, I say this with humility and I don't say this with arrogance, simply because the amount of work that has gone into is to creating world's number one. I mean, I don't say this with arrogance, world's number one physique transformation certified personal training course.
APT.
You know, APT, you know, advanced physique transformation. And because my specialization is in physique transformation and fat loss, and I've helped thousands of coaches certified over the years, so I felt, okay, this is what I want to bring to the industry. You know, everybody else is teaching everything else. I want to focus on what number one is the biggest need. So you enter any gym, over the years, every client you meet, every person who joins a gym, their goal is one of the three. They either want to lose body fat, they want to put muscle mass on, or they want to improve their health. And for all of these things, you're essentially one way or the other. You're talking about body recomposition. You're talking about like so your physique transformation. So if if you take somebody who's who's got poor health markers, sitting at 30% body fat, he's fat and obese. What are you going to do? You're essentially going to get them to drop body fat, put on some muscle, and in the process, all the markers will improve. So I started advanced physique transformation, and the thing about advanced physique transformation is, it is so unique because so much of the content that I actually teach, I created it. Like your team was macro setting formulas, your extreme dieting formulas, your reverse dieting formulas, and all this stuff. That is the stuff that I created single-handedly because of my experience. Now people are going and teaching this and ripping this off. It's still my content. You can twist it and turn it whatever you want. It's my content. You know, it kind of makes me angry, but I'm like, okay, at least people are still learning. Maybe not, you're not learning it correctly, but still. So it's a very unique course in its design, in its delivery. There is just no course anything like it. And another thing about advanced physique transformation, it is very to the point specific. I see people delivering, I mean, the other day somebody sent me a lecture of somebody, and this guy delivers like a 55-minute or 1 hour lecture or some shit. And in that, literally, VIJO, I am not exaggerating, there was no more than 5.3 seconds worth of information, or like 6 seconds information, you know. Literally, like this, you taught one thing in 1 hour, and that also shit. So I just found like people are like just spending hours upon hours to teach like something that should take like 2 minutes literally. So advanced physique transformation. Another thing is that we have a Sell Like a Boss course, which is all about how do you make money in the industry. You know, how do you make money? Because you can have all the knowledge. If you don't know how to sell, how do you make money? Then we're starting Speak Like a Boss, which is all about communication. How do you sort of present yourself, talk, and what sells. So practical workshops, lots of different courses, man. These are the ones. There's no end. We're always doing something. We have women's physique transformation, which is, again, it's a bomb of a course. Like your wife is gonna do it, and it's just next level, man. It's just unbelievable course.
So, ഇതൊക്കെയാണ് ടീം ബോസിന്റെ കയ്യിൽ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളും ടീം ബോസ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കോഴ്സുകളും ഒക്കെ തന്നെ. സോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഞാനിപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്ക്രീനിൽ കാണാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും, ഹാരി സാറിൻ്റെ ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം ലിങ്ക് ഞാൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ബോക്സിൽ ടീം ബോസിൻ്റെ, അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ടീം ബോസ് ഫിറ്റ്നസ് അക്കാഡമി, സാറിൻ്റെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും കോൺടാക്ട് ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും അക്കാഡമിയുടെ കോൺടാക്ട് ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം ലിങ്കും എല്ലാം തന്നെ ഞാൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. സോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നെ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കാം. അപ്കമിങ് കോഴ്സുകളുടെ ഡേറ്റ് മറ്റുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും. അതുപോലെ എൻ്റെ ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം സ്റ്റോറിയിലും ഉണ്ടാവും വരുന്ന കോഴ്സുകളുടെ ബാക്കിയുള്ളതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാത്തിൻ്റെയും ഡീറ്റെയിൽസും ഉള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം തന്നെ. സോ ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ സാറുമായിട്ട് സംസാരിച്ച കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ തന്നെ ഫിറ്റ്നസ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ എന്നോട് ചോദിക്കാറുള്ള പല ചോദ്യങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും നമ്മൾ പിക്ക് ചെയ്ത ഒരു 5 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനാണ് ഞാനിപ്പം സാറിനോട് ചോദിച്ചത്. അതിന് വളരെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഇൻഡെപ്ത് ആയിട്ട് സാർ അതിന് ആൻസർ പറഞ്ഞു. സോ താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച് ഫോർ യുവർ
thank you for having me, man. I mean, it's a pleasure. I mean, it's a pleasure to seeing. I mean, you know, if you are down from Kerala, man, he's your poster boy. You gotta follow him, man. I'm no shit, and I mean it. I really, you know, it makes me so happy to see when people are successful, and it's validation. And you see, okay, he's successful for all the reasons I've believed in over the years, and that's why success. It's like validation. You know, there's a formula to success. People think success is by fluke or chance. That happens in stock market and business. But most things in life, there's a formula to success in every industry. It doesn't matter what. And when I see people like you and I see other people, it just makes me so happy that, you know, that what I concluded years ago, what I believe in, what helped me and what has helped others, still holds true. So when I see successful people, it makes me immensely happy. It inspires me to be even better. I'm just like, man, there's so much more to do. There's so much more to learn. And yeah, so man, I'm pumped for you, man. Thank you. So I wish you guys all the best. Thank you if you stuck till the end, man, you have my respect. Because generally, people watch 30 seconds and then the next one, they'll see on the side, they'll see some chick with big tits and they'll be like onto that. And maybe it's like some dude like posing or something, you'll be onto that. And then you wonder why you're not making money.
സോ ഫിറ്റ്നസ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ ഒരു കരിയർ ബിൽഡ് ചെയ്യണം എന്നുള്ളവർക്കും ഫിറ്റ്നസ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി എന്താണ്, ഏതൊക്കെ സർട്ടിഫിക്കേഷൻ, എന്തൊക്കെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കണം എന്നുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ ഉള്ള ഉത്തരം വളരെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ സാറ് നമ്മളോട് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നു. സോ ഇപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും നേരം നമുക്ക് ഇത്രയും കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞു തന്നു. ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഉൾക്കൊള്ളാൻ സാധിച്ചു എന്ന് ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം ഇത് നമുക്ക് ഫ്രീ ആയിട്ട് എവിടെയും പോയി കിട്ടുന്നൊരു കാര്യമല്ല. സാറിൻ്റെ സെമിനാറിലും മറ്റുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളിലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സാറിന് പേഴ്സണലായിട്ട് അറിയാവുന്ന ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മാത്രം ആ ഒരു കോൺവെർസേഷനിൽ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്. അപ്പം ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിലേക്ക് വരാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന കറണ്ട്ലി ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിലുള്ള ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ഈ ഒരു വീഡിയോ കൊണ്ട് പല കാര്യങ്ങളും മനസ്സിലാക്കാനായിട്ട് പറ്റി എന്ന് ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച മറ്റൊരു നല്ലൊരു വീഡിയോ ആയിട്ട് വീണ്ടും കാണാം. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്.
താങ്ക് യു.